first grade. Today for math, we are going to be starting a new chapter. So last chapter we talked about telling time, and this chapter is going to be ways to represent data. So we're going to be talking about making picture graphs, making bar graphs, and making tally charts. So make sure that you have your new math book out. It should say chapter 10 on the top, and it should have a picture of a deer on the front of it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. We are going to be doing 2 lessons today because the first lesson is going to be how to read a picture graph, and the second lesson is going to be how to make a picture graph. So we're just going to do 2 lessons at the same time today. So if we're on page 413, so we have a simple picture graph here. And here is the question they ask us. It says there are 2 green cubes and 4 blue cubes. How many more blue cubes are there than green cubes? Okay, so let's go ahead and look at that. It says there are 2 green cubes. So I'm going to draw 2 cubes in here on the green side. And I can even put a G in there for green, or if you have crayons, you can color them in green. And then it says there are 4 blue cubes. So I'm going to come to the blue side, and I'm going to draw in 4 blue cubes. And I can put B's in there for blue, or you can go ahead and color them in blue. Okay, now here is the question. How many more blue cubes do we have than green cubes? So, I have 4 blue cubes on this side. I have 2 green cubes. Now, there are 2 different ways that I can do this. I can count the extra spaces, because this shows me that there are 2 spaces here that are empty, that have 2 more blue cubes. Or I can say there are 4 blue cubes minus 2 green cubes gives me the 2 extra blue cubes that I have. So we know that there are 2 more blue cubes than there are green. I can cover up these 2 right here, and it shows me that there are 2 extra blue, 2 more blue cubes. So I can go ahead and write the answer 2 on that right there. All right. Let's go ahead and we are going to do this page together, and then you are going to do this page on your own. So it says, our favorite activity at the fair. Okay, there are 2 choices. There are animals and there are rides. Now, each picture of a person stands for 1 child. Okay? So in order for me to know how many people chose animals, I would have to count the people beside animals. If I want to know how many people chose rides as their favorite activity, I would have to count each person beside rides. Okay, so it says we are going to use the picture graph up here to answer the questions down here. So number 1 says, which activity did more children choose? Circle your answer. So did more children choose animals, or did more children choose rides? Go ahead and circle your answer. Okay, so I'm going to count animals. I'm going to see how many chose animals. 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I'm going to count rides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that more children chose rides. And I just can look at that here because there are more spaces that are filled in beside the rides than there are the animals. Okay, let's do number 2. How many children chose animals? So you need to come up here and you need to count the amount of pictures next to animals and write your answer on the blank. Go ahead and do that right now. All right, so I'm going to come up here and I'm going to count the number of children that chose animals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I know that 5 children chose animals. Now, how many children chose rides? So go ahead and come up here to rides and count the amount of children that chose rides as their favorite activity. Okay, so I'm going to count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 children chose rides. So I'm going to go ahead and write 7 as my answer on that line. Okay, here's our last question together. How many fewer children, which fewer means less, how many less children chose rides or animals than rides? So how many less boxes are filled here than there are here? So how many empty boxes do we have on the top line? Okay, there are 2 fewer children that chose animals than chose rides. So I'm going to go ahead and just write 2 there. Okay, so on this page you are going to be doing this one on your own. So it says what we drink for lunch. There are 3 choices: milk, juice, and water. Each picture stands for 1 child. So in order to find out how many people chose milk, you need to count the people beside milk. To find out how many people chose juice, you need to count the pictures beside juice. And to figure out how many people chose water, you need to count the people pictures beside water. And then you need to answer these questions down here. So number 5 says, how many children drink milk? So you can go up here and count the children and write your answer down here. How many children in all drink juice and water? So when they have 2 of them, they're asking in all, that means you're going to have to count both of them. So I have juice plus water. So that means I need to count these ones and put my answer right there on that line. Number 7 says, what do most children drink for lunch? So you need to come up here and find which one has the most pictures beside it and circle that. Number 8, how many more children drink milk than juice? So that means you're just going to look at milk and juice, not water. So how many more pictures are there in milk than there are in juice? So you're going to count how many more pictures there are for the milk and write down on that line. Number 9, how many fewer children drink water than milk? So that means we're not going to look at the juice one. We're going to look at the milk and the water. So how many fewer people drink water than milk? So how many blank spaces are there until you get to the end of your milk row? And then write that answer on the line. Number 10 says, how many children in all, so we have the words in all again, so that means we're adding some together, drink milk, juice, and water. So that means you're going to have to add all 3 of them up. You're going to have to count all of the pictures to come up with your answer for that line. Okay, so that will be what you do on your own on that page. Okay. And then you are going to be making some of your own picture graphs. So I'm going to just read this one and we're going to do this quick. It says Asaph has 6 baseballs. So I'm going to go ahead and shade in 6. Oh, no, I'm going to draw 6 baseballs, not shade in. Sorry, first grade. Okay. So I have 6 baseballs. Now it says he has 4 bats. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to draw a bat. I'm just going to put a line for a bat. You guys can take more time and draw a bat if you would like. Okay, so I have 6 baseballs and 4 bats. They want us to answer which has more. Are there more baseballs or are there more bats? Go ahead and circle the correct answer. Okay, if you circled baseballs, go ahead and give yourself a round of applause or pat on the back. Nice job. Now, how many more baseballs are there than bats? That means I have to count the extras. So these are all the same. So how many more baseballs are there than bats? There are 2 extra baseballs. Okay. We are just going to do this one together quick, and then you guys are going to do these 2 on your own. So it says, are there more black or white sheep in the picture? Make a picture graph to find out. Each circle stands for 1 sheep. So they said that we need to figure out how many black sheep there are. So they already put 1 circle here and cross this black sheep out. So here's another black sheep. So I'm going to cross it out and put a circle. And here's my last black sheep. Cross it out and put a circle. Now white sheep. So here's 1, put a circle. 2, put a circle. 3, put a circle. 4, put a circle. And 5, put a circle. So, looking at my picture graph here, there are more blank sheep. Are there more black sheep or are there more white sheep? Which one has more pictures beside it? The white sheep has more pictures beside it. So I'm going to go ahead and write the word white. There are more white sheep. Okay. Now you are going to go ahead and do these 2 on your own. So it says that you need to ask 10 friends which pet they like better. So you can just go ahead and ask your family. You don't have to have exactly 10. So you can just ask whoever you want, or if you don't have anybody to ask, you can go ahead and just fill in some under cats and some under dogs. And on this one, you can do the same thing. It says ask 10 friends. Well, since we are in school and we can't ask our friends, you can just go ahead and ask your family members what their favorite activity is, or you can add some extra on there as well. And then you can go ahead and answer the questions down below. All right. I hope you guys have a good day, and we will see you again next time. Bye.